The crazy thing is, not many are very welcoming.
It's gonna make you lack like a skill like empathy.
What nobody talks about with Gen Z guys is just that.
What is the social skill Gen Z guys are missing right now?
Reading the room, like I feel like a lot of guys can't like differentiate like when like something's serious or not.
Not many are very welcoming. So when they meet people or when they got to want to know about someone, I think if they're more welcoming and approachable, it would be a lot more easier for them to initiate conversations with others, and also to be curious about what the other person is doing or to know about them. I think they are less curious.
What nobody talks about with Gen Z guys is just that they don't have any morals. They have this kind of egotistical mindset where they kind of place themselves above others, and they have like this sort of like savior complex sometimes. They also just have no like social awareness of what's going on around them.
Especially with social media, I feel like a lot of people, like if you're not super have your own mind made up about like the world or what the fuck's going on, no one knows, you know. But it's like if you're getting influenced by these like idiots on the internet, like it's gonna make you lack a skill like empathy or something like that. You're gonna be super like in your head, and I don't know, maybe it's like insecurity that leads to like a form of like kind of, I don't know, not narcissism, but it's kind of like selfishness.
I feel like the Gen Z, they have like a lot of preconceived notions. Like one such example that I saw on Instagram is we have a lot of these running clubs, and then all these Gen Z folks are like, you gotta wear like sports shoes only if you do like 5K in like 15 minutes. And you're allowed to carry the, I don't know, what is it called? The vest, like only if you do like ultra marathons or whatever. So that feels like unwelcoming to a lot of folks that just want to get into running. So I feel like they got to be a bit more open and like welcoming, as she said, and just be like, just go with the flow.
They're mainly focused on their own type of personal gain when they are in like situations that allow for that. And then I do believe they do put themselves above the considerations of others.
I'd say like maybe like culture, like social media and stuff. I think it's like easy to like get caught up in like self-pride. I feel like a lot of like guys might lack like empathy or like even hospitality because of like almost pride, like trying to be like nonchalant, like calm and chill. Like genuinely though, like I feel like that's like become like a really like big thing, but like it's not necessarily like cool. Like it doesn't make you better, but it's like perceived as like good.
What situation is it the most noticeable in? When did you start noticing that?
I mean, I think I only started noticing that the last like few years because I became friends with more guys, and like going over to like their dorm room and stuff, just like the difference of how like they would treat us, like me and like some of my girlfriends, like when we come over versus like how we would treat them when they come over. There's definitely a difference.
I just say, well, like I do go to school, so like on campus and stuff, and when I see that there's just groups of guys who just mob together, they kind of all form the same complex, and then when they just interact with other people, they just don't consider the feelings of others, really.
So I have niece who's Gen Z, and when we are together, and the way she handles her issues in her college and everything. So from that, I noticed that there are these things that are lacking. So personally, from family who is of the same age.
With love, what constructive criticism might help them?
I think they can be more inclusive instead of just sticking to their own group or everything. They can be more inclusive to people who are new or who are just like trying to fit within their group or whatever.
But kind of just being open to new perspectives.
I'd say it'd be really good if for guys, I guess, to be more vulnerable.
Having a simple growth mindset, not like a need to get up at 4 a.m. and rinse my face in Saratoga water, but just like seriously, just like, oh, like, I don't know, take everything one step at a time and just learn as much as you can always. I don't know. I feel like if you're willing and able to just have that, I guess, for lack of better words, being humble and being able to be a beginner, is very helpful because like no one's gonna acquire these like skills just off the rip. Like you got to learn somewhere.
Do you guys have any personal stories about a time or a person that you experienced the lack of this social skill with?
I feel like, I mean, I'm a finance major, so like majority of my classmates are all male. And I feel like even just in that instance, like reading the room, I'm not taken seriously just because of the fact that like I'm a female. Perhaps. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes you can't read the room. Like, something's like a joke or maybe it's not a joke, but they just can't tell.
So we were on a trip one time, and then this guy, he just takes all of the advantages of like my friends being hurt, and you know, like he goes and he helps them, and he's like, oh my gosh, like I just went to go help your friends, like I dropped everything at once, and like, oh, now I'm a better person because I did that. And it's like, yes, like you are a good guy because like your first thought was to like run to help them immediately, but then you're over here like trying to gain validation from it rather than just like keeping it to yourself, being humble.
Actually, I work with a lot of undergrads, so I'm doing my grad program. So undergrads are like in their early 20s and everything. So I noticed that with them, they're more closed. Even if we like discuss a ton of things, they don't do follow-up questions to know more, basically. They just like listen up, like, okay, fine, whatever, kind of a thing. So I think they are not basically interested to know more or to ask more.
I don't know, like personal experience of like being humbled, especially within the restaurant scene. Like it's I don't know, being I don't know, you're always like, you're a new hire, you're gonna do like stupid shit, but like, I don't know, just like a lack of like care, maybe like, not even like negligence, just kind of like, then again, like it was hard for me to like grasp, like when people walk in the door, yeah, you might not care, but just say hi, welcome in. What can I get you? How's your day going? Because you're providing an experience, hospitality, whatever. And it's like, I had like I don't know, here we'd have like a 6-week review, basically being like, hey, you're new, like, how you doing? And that was just being like, dude, you're not hospitable. So I guess getting humbled in that sense of being like, well, I'm gonna just listen and I'm not gonna argue and learn.